Alrighty guys, how's she going today? So I see it's gonna get late now. She's fuck, I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 8 something. It's 8:15. I was looking at a message too. So I made a video earlier about these people. Well, these people that were supposed to come down and look at my stuff. Okay, well, the guy for the tree's not gonna come to next week. The guy for the garage, well, he came a few hours ago, and it's not good news. Now, it's not bad news about that. I can't finance with him or nothing, or monthly payments or whatever. It's the point that he said that my garage door is extremely wore out. I shouldn't even be using it anymore. So, and he looked at the other spring that's on my door. He says that it's on the verge of snapping. He says it's one more time, if it goes up or down, it could just automatically snap. So he recommends to not even use the garage door anymore. So he said that another thing too is with that spring that's still on there, or with these older style garage doors like mine is, he says that the springs are supposed to have a safety cable in them, like inside the spring, so if the spring should give way or break, it won't go flinging everywhere. Well, mine didn't have it, so of course when my springs broke, they let loose and they just went to the stars, you know. So that one spring that did fail actually blew a hole into the ceiling, you know, like I told you guys before. It's not a super big hole, but you know, it probably would have to be, that little area has to be cut out and replastered again. So we were talking about, you know, new doors and stuff, you know. And when he told me the price of it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's not going to happen. For a door my size, he asked what I wanted. I told him that I just wanted like a steel door or aluminum. I know they don't make them aluminum, but they make them in steel, I guess. So I told him that's what I was kind of hoping to get. And some other shit too. I forget what the hell he was talking about, but so, and he says something with these old doors too. Since it's kind of like a wood kind of door, or a plastic kind of, or not a plastic, but plaster or some shit like that. It's not, you know, like this is, you know. He says what's the problem with those kind of doors is, since as they get older and they start to even just rot a little bit, it's the point that then moisture gets in there, makes the door heavier than it should be, because the door is probably like 10 times heavier than it should be. Now he says that the motor that's lifting the door up and down, he says it's underpowered for the size of the door, even though it lifts it up, but it's just that, you know, it's struggling to do it. So that's why it usually goes up so slow, because it's struggling. It goes down okay, but going up is a bitch for it. So he's gonna email me tonight through my Hotmail. He's gonna give me some ideas on the price of a new door and the prices on parts to fix my old one. Because I think what I'm going to have him do, well, for one, I just told him just to do the spring and the cables, both of them on both sides, right? But he was also talking about the rollers on the other door. They're on this door they're fine, but I'm just showing this as an example. On the big door, they're extremely wore out too. They're actually flopping really bad. So I forgot to tell him that maybe he should just replace them too. So when he does email me, I'll email him back. And like, well, do you think we should replace the rollers too, at least to buy me some time? And then I'll probably end up maybe if I can afford it, maybe a couple of months or depending on the price of the motors, I'm just going to upgrade the motor too. It's not a very big motor, so he recommends a little bit bigger one. So well, that would be for the new one too, right? So, but for the old one, I might just have him upgrade it too later on. Just get the springs and the cables and maybe the rollers and stuff, and so we can get that. So at least the door is more usable until I can afford a brand new one. So, because I can't use it anymore, that door the way it is, it needs to be upgraded. He was saying that garage door is, well, for one, like I said earlier, it's pretty wore out. Everything's extremely wore out on it. He says those kind of doors are not even, are not even being made anymore. They usually make them out of the fiberglass stuff, or steel or something, So that's what I want, is maybe like an actual steel one, that can take a little bit more abuse, and that won't, rot away on me. Because it probably would eventually start rusting, but it'll last me for probably easily 30 years. Because this door that was on this house now, that garage door is 30 plus years old. And it's just now starting to rot away, so it's done pretty good for 30 years, but he just said that everything is just extremely wore out. There's a motorcycle, great. A lot of the cars have been coming down this road because they still got the highway closed off. So what does this mean for me now, since I can't use my garage door? I had to take Big Red and the tractor out. And wait for this motorcycle to go by. Maybe he's not coming this way. Maybe he'll just turn around at the school. I recognize that person before. Huh. But yeah, so anyways, that means Big Red and the tractor are going to be spending the night back here. I might have to drop the drawbar because I don't think I'll have quite enough space. Yeah, I even took the trailer out, and I'm glad I did, because I actually used it today. I did some more tilling, and yes, I gotta clean the tiller. Oh, Christ. I was able to till a little further in this time, and there's grass up to here, I swear. I should have brought the tractor down and mowed it, but I didn't really fucking feel like it, so I was like, what, fuck it. But now look at the mess I gotta deal with. Well, I'm gonna do it real easy. I'm just gonna pop the tines off. The tines are quick attach, so they'll just pop right off. I'll clean them that way, so. But I won't do it anytime soon. Well, actually, yeah, I gotta do it probably not tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow morning, because if it don't rain, because they're apparently talking rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to get in here by noon, pop these tines off and clean them up a little bit, and then I'll hook everything back up and go back to the gardens. I'm gonna try to till a little bit of the north garden this time, since the north one's looking pretty dry in most areas. So. So he's going to also email the prices on a new door and the prices on parts. Hey, looky there. That's the sheriff. What's the scumbag been up to lately? Look at him. The Minnesota sheriff. Scumbag. Fucking piece of shit. I don't like him at all. Ow, back. Get out of my frickin' town. No, it's not really my town, but he's not welcome here. He doesn't even do his fucking job. No, seriously, he doesn't do his job. No, he didn't do his job at all. I've called him I don't know how many fucking times to make complaints, about stuff, and yeah, I'll be down. 3 days later, still fucking nothing. He doesn't even give a shit, so fuck the scum. Fuck the police. Oh, well, he won't. He doesn't. He usually just makes a quicker turnaround, and he's gone. He's got kind of a staring problem, too. I don't really like it. He likes to stare at my stuff. Probably trying to see if I'm doing something illegal. So, whatever. Fuck the little scumbag. So, yeah, anyways, that's such a tight fit. I could probably get even closer yet, too. I'm going to really have to, really get everything in here good for a couple days anyway. Like I said, the guy's going to try to email me back tonight. He said tonight, so... and then I'll just email him too. I'll email him back about the rollers too. I know the door is extremely wore out, but I don't have any choice. It'd be cheaper for me to buy the parts than it would be for me to buy a whole new door, because let's say for a spring, 2 springs, 2 cables, some rollers, because I know the rollers are probably fucking cheap as shit. You know, that could probably come up maybe under $200. I'm not gonna say over 200, but it could be under that. But then of course you gotta remember probably labor too. I don't know if he'll charge a lot for labor since it's not a super big job, right? So, but it's whatever. He's gonna, like I said, he'll email me the info on what I need to know and what I need to say about and stuff. You know, he was extremely fucking nice. Of course, I think it was because at first he thought I was actually just gonna put a whole new door in. So, but you know, at least he was willing to stop by and take a look. So he's give me an idea. So. But I really have no choice but to stretch this door for at least another year or 2. I think, like I said, if I maybe get the parts, the springs and the cables and the rollers this month, if he can give me the price of a motor, let's say a motor's $200. I'm not sure if it is or not, but I'm just saying as an example if it was. Then maybe next month I could get it, or I could save up for a couple of months and be good for the winter anyway, because I'm going to have to be able to. I mean, I could leave the stuff back here all winter and still plow snow, but it's kind of a pain in the ass because I have to plow uphill. You know, it's easier coming downhill than it's going up. Up's going to be a fucking bitch. So there's no way in hell I'm going to plow uphill because it's you'd have to do so much ramming to get it going. So downhill's fine and flat level ground's fine, but when you got to go uphill, forget about it. It's ridiculous. You can't do that. So. Even though Big Red's tough, he probably could, but, you know, once you get ice under it, it's done. Fuck it. Just move it out by a shovel. Suppose good you're going to get it. So, I had him look at this door, too. He's going to give me a price check for this door because I told him I wanted, I didn't tell him I wanted this stuff replaced. Well, actually, I kind of did, but I wanted a price check on how much a new door like this would cost. Now, the only reason why I want a new door is because I want one airtight. This door is more airtight than the other door, but not as much. And he was saying something about too that another reason why my door's not airtight, besides this being all wore out, is that my concrete is sagging. So he said he would have to pour in some concrete and get it level again, which is fine. You know, I think, what is it, for a bag of concrete, for like a bag of it's what, like $50 or something? I don't know, I don't really buy concrete. So, I mean, so I don't know. I'm not going to worry about the shop right now. I'm going to worry about the house. Do the shop last. I mean, I want to get an idea of what it's going to cost me. So, if he says that it's probably going to be a bitch finding parts for that door, because he said that's the original door for that house. That door was built in 1972 or whatever the fuck it was when the house was built. So it's all still original. So and the house has only been here for what, 30 something odd years. So you know. So whatever. So hopefully he'll email me back pretty soon. Maybe he already had. I don't know. I haven't been on my Hotmail yet to figure it out or to see it yet, but. Hopefully he'll give me an idea and stuff. He's going to give me, like I said, give me a price check on a new door and parts for the old one. But I'm also going to ask him too, you know, for maybe just do the rollers too, and then the motor later on. I think I could stretch that door another probably 2 years, maybe 3 years max. But I don't really want to push it too much further without new parts, so. And he says that those kind of style of doors, like for, like the spring, the way the springs are on this, they no longer make those. They make them now where the springs are up on top. See the springs are, you know, like this right now. See, the newer styles are up in there, so they kind of roll, I guess, or something. I don't know. I can't remember who it was. I could have swore it was Inward After 6. I kind of got a peek at his top garage door thing, and he had it the same way. Of course, now his has been reinforced for, you know, hurricane purposes, but, you know, I don't really need I mean, I could get a hurricane-proof door, but I don't really need one. I mean, I guess it's extra protection too, but I'm not going to pay an extra $1,000, $2,000 for a hurricane-proof door. The only reason why I would probably want a door like that is because they're tougher, and they'd probably stand up more to a chance of like a tornado and stuff too, and debris. But I really don't need them, so I'm not going to bother with that. So yeah, maybe he'll, like I said, maybe he'll figure something out, so I can figure stuff out and figure out what I need. If it's cheap to get the parts, then I'm probably just going to go get the parts. I don't know if he'll charge anything for doing it or not, but I don't know. That's what he'll tell me. So the mosquitoes are really bad tonight. My friend just got back from cutting hay. He actually ran over to North Dakota and cut that field, those 2 fields, without me knowing about it. So now he's having starter problems. He thinks it's the positive wire. The ground wire is fine. He was able to trace it to the hot wire that runs to the starter. So he thinks it's that one. So he's going to replace that one probably pretty soon. He's just going to go pull it off the other swath, or the one that's no longer running. So if that wire will be any better, I don't know. But that's his problem, not mine. So, but anyways, guys, I guess I'll probably take off. Maybe I don't have to drop the drawbar. I guess I could to be on the safe side, but because there's not a lot of space. Yeah, that's just where they gotta sit for tonight. Probably for the next couple of days too, because I don't know if like I said, if he'll be able to find parts tonight. So, and that door was made from a certain company. It starts with the letter R. So I think that company's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So they're they're 10 plus hours away. But I'm not gonna go to them for a new door. So, but like I said, as long as he can stretch my old door for a couple more years, I'll be fine with it. I still think another thing too is I'm going to also probably tell him if he can find springs for it. I'm going to tell him to put the safety chains on, or the safety cable. So if it does blow again, it won't damage my machines. Because if Big Red should get hit, or if the tractor should get hit, I'm not going to have money to fix my tractor or Big Red. Now, if it just broke my windshield, fine. What, $120 for a windshield? If it should break my hood, John Deere would probably charge me $1,000 for just a hood, and it's just plastic. I don't know if the brush guards would do much protection. Maybe if it came at an angle, or came vertical and slammed up against the grill would stop it. I can easily replace the grill. Because grills are probably about $200-300, so the hood's probably like $1,000. So I can't afford to buy a new hood for it. I just have to go without a hood. So they're probably damaging the motor too. I don't fucking know. So I'm not gonna risk it. So I put everything back here. There's all the small stuff like the trimmer and stuff like that. That's all still up there because I can get it through through the little door, right? So all the big main stuff is back here. The trailer, the tractor, the 4-wheeler. So my stuff's safe back here as long as I doubt these springs would blow, and if they did, they're not under much tension anyway because the door's not that heavy. So they're not pulling real super hard, right? So, but whatever. Yeah, so my tiller's a mess again. I gotta clean it up. I'll probably do it tomorrow or something. So I'm gonna keep this video under 20 minutes. I know you guys don't like super long videos. So that's just an update for today. I'll have double strikes video probably either up late tonight or tomorrow. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen to it. So, but yeah, anyway, guys, I guess I'll take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, too. See you guys later.